So I co-chair the Women in Agriculture Task Force with Fergus Ewan, who I believe is the MSP for both of Garton. And we have Karen, who works in the Scottish Government and supports me, so has regular phone calls from me like, give me help! So, where's the button here, sorry. So that's my hill farm there, and I do a lot on social media, and I found my voice, and I was coming up in breed societies and in meetings, yes dear, we're hearing you, but not making any impact. So I took to social media, got an iPhone, and I take a camera everywhere I go. So what I've got to tell you today is very picture heavy, and it'll tell you a wee bit of how I take school pupils from my local school that come and do rural skills with me in Armadale. So that's my work colleagues. I have 10 of them, and they're always happy, and they have no complaints, as long as they get a warm bed and a good dinner at night. And that's my office, and that was the weekend I was gathering sheep, and that's my farm right down at the bottom, and we go about 6 miles out into the hill, and that's Lie Down Jock. So his name is Jock, but my husband says to me, is it Lie Down Jock? Because Lie Down Jock. That Jock doesn't think, he thinks that's optional. And that's my work, which spends a lot of my day is seeing the backside of yows going very fast in the wrong direction and me trying to stop them. So that's Roy. You maybe not see him, but that's how he's working there. So when Megan was talking about the flow country and her work on the edge of it, I am living and working on that. So all my ground, the majority of it, is triple SSI. So environmental issues and my impact and my farming impact is very high up there. So I farm 820 North Country Cheviot Hill yows, and that's some of my spring work, is a yow with triplets there. And I sell lambs, store lambs, which I try and promote a fair bit on social media, and I try and promote the story of the Scotch lamb that's in your supermarkets and on your plates, and the part that I play in that, and the social impact that people like me and people like you living and working in rural communities have. So that's my cast yows. I sell very hard, and I try and have a reputation of having good sheep and good cattle, and work quite hard at selling the story of them, but also try and market to the top end of the market. So that's one of my taps, he was £5,000, so he makes life much easier when you get guys like that. I also have some cows, some Sailor Cross, which are French breed Simmental, and I sell store calves. My husband's an auctioneer. The only thing he sells for me is my cattle in Fainston once a year, because he says I'm too hard work and he can't be bothered with me, so go to another mart with my sheep. So my other incomes, and this is the opportunities that I think that you will all see, that when you're looking at whatever industry you're going to, or whatever you do, don't be constrained by what other people think that you should be doing. Because by my empowerment of taking my iPhone and now my camera, I've made a complete and utter different income stream coming into my business. So we have wool, and I'm very passionate to try using more of our natural, renewable, it grows every year and it's natural and it doesn't cost the environment any big problems. I let out my deer stocking to the state, similar to that's next door to mine, to Megan's, and I rely very heavily on them to manage the deer and also foxes, predation of lambs in the spring. So I'm very grateful to the guy that comes in and will sit to 2 or 3 in the morning and will cleanly take out a fox that is stealing lambs and killing lambs. And then we don't kill all the foxes, but the ones that are coming in we deal with the keepers. I also have a couple of houses. One I have a local fencing contractor, a local lad living in, and the other one I have put on to holiday lets on the North Coast 500, and I'm really, really enjoying that. I should have done that long ago, and that's just been a great learning experience for me, and meeting people from all over the world. I have some hens, and I sell eggs at the end of my road, and I meet bakers, and they are very enthusiastic people, and I could probably have a lot more hens, I think. I do a wee bit of media work, so I wasn't great in school. My mother was a teacher and my sister was very clever, and she's a head teacher of a local high school up in Caithness, and I was just lazy and I could not be bothered. So I left school with not very much qualifications, and I now write an article, a farmer's view in the Dundee Courier, and they use my pictures, and I also do a wee bit of TV work with the BBC and a wee bit on radio as well. And I was very red. I had just run because I had my bike had broken down, so I had to run. So I was looking at that and I was like, what colour I am. I also have sponsorship deals, and this is social media, and this is the new world that we're in. And I'm 48, which is pretty old, but even I could see that there was legs in social media. So feed companies come to me and say, will you promote our deals? And I also have a sponsorship deals with Suzuki bikes, as you can see. That was his gallery at the weekend. And I have cards, calendars, and some merchandise that I sell through a website. I have followers all over the world, and I make some little extra money at that, and it's also my bit of a hobby. So by using social media, I've had my voice heard, and I came, instead of coming to the level when I was getting put down at meetings for sometimes men, but sometimes women as well, saying, it's okay, we're hearing what you're saying. I said, hell mend you, I'll do it myself, and I will speak out for myself. And what you find is that the public want to hear people, real stories, and their real life stories. So this is some of my posts. I'll quickly move through them. That's Roy and his birthday with his candle. And this is what we actually care. As you know, Megan was talking about maybe gamekeepers getting a bad press. Well, sometimes farmers get a bad press, and rightly so sometimes. But we're not all bad, and some of us are doing some good things too. So that's Roy the boy. And there's Jude. She's a New Zealand hunt-away. And I've been really aware, and I've done a lot of work with wearing quad bike helmet safety. Health and safety is a big thing, and I try and promote that as much as I can too as well, because that's really important. It's something we're not always very good at. So that is Kim. So Kim is now a year old, so that was them being weighed for their first lot of wormers. But it's things that we're all doing the whole time, but we take for granted. We need to tell what it's all about. So this is my model campus, and I haven't got any family. I couldn't have family, but this is my niece and nephew. They're 18, and they're away at university now, so it's been a very bad back end, them going away. Very sad for them and for us, but we do some videos that we put on social media. One of them went viral and had over 4 million views on Facebook, and we're going to play, not that one, a wee short one, we're going to play, if you don't mind, can you get that one there? So this is with a drone, so this will just go, and what I'm going to put the message to you is, the lassie that did this is my 15-year-old niece. So it's what you have, what the ability all you have, and me as an industry, the farming industry, need to listen to people like you, and you need to tell us what we're doing right. and that's my key thing as well, that we need to get much better at showing what the opportunities are. So that's Francis and Muir putting a GoPro on a collie dog, which gave everyone motion sickness when they played it. But it's all about, so that's going worldwide, and that's key. And if we can tell the story of Scotland and tell the story of our rural communities and tell also the politicians what we do and what good we do, as well as the bad things, because they're always getting to hear the bad things. So, I don't know now. Next one, yeah. So, women and Wellies. So, this is just a cross-section of the people in my world. Yes, it's quite sheep-oriented. That's where it's predominantly what's in my area of hill farming. This is Kelsey Louise Keith. She's from Downess, which is near the Cape Wrath on the top bit. She is not from a farm or a croft, but she is now a shepherd in Cowdell Sheepstock Club and an excellent sheepdog handler, and is now wiping the floor and beating men at the face. She also likes a wee bit of glam, so you'll notice she's got a wee bit of pink in her wellies. So that's my niece. She is 18 now and doing architecture, but I run every business transaction that I do, major changes with my niece and nephew. They know where I am with an overdraft, they know the business plan, they know exactly the decisions I make. I'm on a week detox from social media just now, and it's been managed by Frances, and she's put down the phone. So I'm sorry if I'm not tweeting in that, but that's a lady called Jessie Grant. She is up in Caithness. She's got a small croft and was diversified in to do dog training days and confidence building. So I went there, and she said to me, are the men on to you to go to dog trials? And I said the whole time, and Jesus says, that's because they want to put you down, because they want you think that you've got too far too fast and you've got above your station. So don't go to your dog trials, because then they'll mark you down for who you are, not how your dog is running. So you have people, positive people like that say to you what your challenges are and how you can address them. But that's a lady that's there called Joanna. She runs a cleaning company called the Clean Bees. It comes into my house every Friday and cleans it. And she also is employing, I think, about 20 people, cleaning lodges and holiday homes all across the north. But she's also crofting. There's many strands to your agricultural industry. She's got cows, sheep, horses, and her kids. She's a trained lawyer to trade, but she is changing her career path as she was going along. This is a lady called Ruth, and she's our volunteer lammer. Met Ruth through our community council. She was a liaison manager with a wind farm company that was developing a site next door to the farm at Armadale, and she now wanted to come along. She was probably a tick box that she had to go and volunteer on a farm. She actually found she loved it. She now comes and takes 10 days holidays to come and lamb with us every spring. She's very good. I pay her now, and she's actually gone and done other lambings where she's got paid. She had not touched a yow 4 or 5 years ago. She now can lamb and look after a shed of sheep. So everyone has that ability. You don't have to come from a farm. That's Crofting Federation course. It was all women on fencing. There's lots of women out there, but maybe we're not very good at pushing ourselves to the forefront. This is Jan McKenzie. She farms in the centre of Sutherland, contract farming. She's got some sheep. She runs about 1,500 yows solely, and will show sheep at the Highland Show and regularly wins. That is Helga Sinclair, and she will be a sheep shearer that goes all across the world. She'll be hardcore athlete, and I think she just shears sheep to keep fit. But she has set up her business. She is young, she's bonny. You don't have to be rough. So I co-chair the Women in Agriculture Task Force. This is two of my people on it, both farming backgrounds, as well as working in government and as well as working in an agricultural charity, heading it up. There's lots of strands to the job. So this is also Kirsty. She worked in the Scottish Government. She is also farming and crofting on her own behalf as well, and she's taken a career break and going in to do some contracting, and there's different routes for us all. Nancy Nicholson, I consider Nancy as part of our industry as well. She's in the media, and that's very key. So that's her doing an interview for Down on Her Farm, similar as Librette Croft had done. So just to get the message out there. Fiona Clark is a producer on Landward. She is a farmer's daughter from Aberdeenshire, and that's her way of connecting with her agricultural background. They came and did a lambing special with us. How can you get involved? Well, that's Rural Skills is my first port of contact for people like yourselves. This is a lady, and she is Billy Allen. She is not from a farm or a croft, and she first came to Rural Skills in our local school in Betty Hill. She's now 24, just had her first baby. So Billy was pregnant, so this was Billy in her bump in there going in, and she worked on the estate for Sir Michael Wigan and Borrable, and she ran about 1,000 ewes and 60 cows, and she did that while she was pregnant. She's had her baby. She is now setting up a business and farming on her own behalf. If Billy can do it, we can all do it. That's Reese. No, he's not a girl. He's quite in touch with his feminine side, though. So Reese has been working with me. He is away in a digger at the moment. He was gathering at the weekend. That's his dog, Kate, and he came through Rural Skills. Reese had no qualifications. His careers advice from his school was get a clever wife. So even Reese said to me, that's not right, Joyce, they shouldn't have said that to me. And I said, no. And the thing is that we've given Reese self-belief, and he struggled. He has bad dyslexia, but he struggled, and we got him through his driving court days. And we'd have bought a wee van for £600 called Bert that he drives around far too fast. There's the modern apprenticeship route, College or University. That's Sheen Soskus. She works with John Scott at Fern. And she was the top apprentice last year, I think, at the Lantra Awards, and a really talented person as well. Young farmers. I didn't have young farmers. I was too far. I lived too much in the hills. But young farmers. This was exchange students that was over. If you have a young farmers club, go along, try it out. There are lots of things as well as drinking. Or rock up like Rory. So this is Rory, and Rory is not a girl, but he's also inside, with his venom inside. Rory came to me at Lairg, can I come and work with you? And I says, yep, you can. So Rory comes up at weekends, his mum drives him, just passionate. What you're seeing in that picture is everything of Rory, with his horn stick. But just go and try it. Go and try it. If you've got a farm and you want to go and try it, just go and ask them. But don't be afraid, and don't be afraid ever to fail at what you do in life. Believe you me, I had no qualifications, and it doesn't stop me from doing anything. Have self-belief, have confidence in what you do, and don't be frightened to fail, and don't be frightened of what people are saying about you, because they're only jealous.